hours.
Which states?
Lagos. You gotta go to Lagos.
Abuja.
You have to go to Abuja's not a state per se, but it's capital territory. Yeah. But it's bossing, and then you have to go to Plateau State, which is where I live, not where I'm from. You have to go to Delta State, which is at the coast where I'm from. You would have to go to Kano because now you still see there's a lot of the traditional. There's still the caliphate and the sultanship is still very much alive, and you would need to go there on a day when, like now, the sultans and the emirs are out in their regalia, riding on horses. Oh my God! And then you see the olden day architecture of a lot of the buildings in Kano, Kaduna, Borno State. So the capital being Maiduguri. So now the ancient kingdom, still very much alive in some parts. You would need to go there. Then you would also need to go to the south, which is Cross River State, and see how the Efik people. In short,
the north.
Then you need to go to Bauchi State. Bauchi, where we have clear blue waters in a game reserve called Yankari. As in, it's literally the water is blue. Blue and clear water. Yeah. It's the Yankari Game Reserve and the natural waters. Oh my God.
Where?
This is all Nigeria, different parts.
I've not heard where you say you need to meet the people. I just need to go sit somewhere like this and just enjoy. Just look at the people, walk around, and
Yeah. You do that in a lot of places. See, in short, just tell me when you are ready. Let's go. I don't know that you'll come back.
You know what you've actually just done is sell Nigeria in a very good way.
No.
How many Kenyans do that?
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me, President Tinubu, your ambassador is here.
Your ambassador is here.
My dad will be proud because that's what he wanted me to do. My father wanted me to work in the foreign service. And that's why he went and they suggested that I learn all the languages and study the international relations and the journalism. It seems like I may have let my father down. But
no, you do well.
Still some way, somehow. Anyway, Tuko leo asubuhi. I've sold it. Now you guys know where your next holiday destination is. At 17 minutes after 6 o'clock. This is the Situation Room on this chilly Thursday morning, but we're getting through it nonetheless because we're going to bring the heat in the room this morning. Dennis Tolaseto. Ameamuka vizuri sana on the right side on top of the bed. Don't ask me what happens in other cases when that doesn't happen. But today, we're in fine form. Ndruko also here with you today. EVE is turning the wheels of steel. Joylene is on the other side making things happen. And so we are moving along with things. Everybody, good morning. Let me tell you what we'll be talking about today. Ambassador Dr. FCS Koki Muli Grignon is going to be joining us today. She's an electoral and governance expert and a law lecturer. She also sat on the selection panel for the folks who are going to select those who then would be on the IEBC. One very long something. Anyway, we're going to be talking about election preparedness, more money for good or extravagance. We're talking about the big bill that the IEBC put at the doorstep of Parliament and said, this is what we need.
64 billion?
64 billion.
Yes.
Treasury said, sorry, we got 41. Take it or leave it. But in terms of what's needed, let's have a conversation with her about what that means at 7 o'clock. We will then talk with constitutionalist, economic rights advocate Nganga Mwegai. We're going to be looking at abductions, rallies, and constitutionalism. Where is Kenya headed? Remember, again, that we're looking into the 10 points of the 10-point agenda, and this is one of them that we're going to be looking at today with Nganga Mwegai to see if we're closer or further away from some of the things that were to be realized with the coming together of political parties to quell the issues in Kenya. We'll talk about that with Nganga at 8. And then we'll wrap up our conversations at 9 o'clock with mineral wealth, rising conflict. Is all that glitters actually gold? Who benefits from Kenya's gold? Ikolomani has always been a hotbed for where there is always not gold. It's going back into that area, and they say there could be deposits that could earn Kenya a lot of money. But what are you doing with the community at hand? Dan Omondi Odida is the national chair of the Artisanal and Small Scale Miners Association of Kenya. He'll be joined by Gladys Mongare, who is the Kenya Human Rights Commission Senior Advisor on Land, Environment and Resource. We're going to be looking into that. And I say, do people know that these minerals are there long before they're there? Before the time you see it in the public eye, have deals already been made? We'll be talking about these things this morning in the room. Karibuni sana. Thank you for joining us. If you're just tuning in, this is the Situation Room on Spice FM this morning, and also our audience on KTN. Thank you that we can be able to move across media and have the show with you. Our live streams are up on YouTube, Facebook, and on X. And you can join us there for us to continue into these conversations. Donge?
Kabisa.
All right. We went to Cameroon.
Yes.
Still Francophone. It's one country that is Francophone and Anglophone in one. Francophone surrounds the Anglophone. All right.
Yes.
What's our problem?
A beautiful country. The proverb, the river that forgets its source will dry up. The river that forgets its source will dry up.
True.
In Swahili, they would say, Mwachamila ni mtumwa. He who that forgets their culture, their tradition, will always be a slave.
Oh wow, yeah. Well, I think about it, and I think so. Where do you pull your strength from? Where do you pull your sustenance from? And I'm not talking about food. Well, maybe that could be, but what's the stock that you're made of? If you forget that, the likelihood of then you going towards prosperity or posterity then is reduced significantly. That never forget where it is that you're coming from.
Yeah.
Because if you do, you get lost along the way.
Yes.
Hey, my mother would be proud if she heard me saying that.
I know. I mean, it slaps different, man. Hey, every time I'm home, stepping on the ground, there's that connection that you can't get
Without
anywhere
shoes.
else. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's different.
It is truth. It is truth. All right, guys, we say a quick good morning to you. Thank you for tuning into the room. We can already see you, each and every one of you, that you do this with us every morning. We do not take it for granted. I know that sometimes we go through the motions and we say, okay, we welcome everybody. Then we say what we're talking about today. And then we go through our proverb and then we say, okay, let's welcome people. Actually, it's not just the mundane, but that it actually means something, that we can welcome you to have this conversation with us. And those of you who, even if we don't call your names, that you're listening in and that you're tuning in, and more, that we can make an impact every minute. It's a big deal, and thank you for doing that every day. And so with that, how's about we say good morning to you? Even if you have not left a message, we see you and we definitely do recognize you. Sawa. All right, so you see the technology can just behave for me. It would be great. Thank you very much. A very good morning to you. Tuned in this morning is Peter Kiari, and he says, good morning from Mombasa. Changing your mindset from why is this happening to me to what is this trying to teach me? That's a game changer.
Yeah.
Indeed it is. Robert Mbogo is tuned in as well and says good morning. Listening in from Rongo is Georgia Dimo. Good morning to you. Don Sabo, how are you, Ndu Anaseto?
Salama sana.
Fine, thank you. The manifestation of goons in political rallies is a clear show of poverty, non-employment, desperation, insecurity. Aseto, where is our security? Amabado wako Haiti.
Our security are here. Question is, what directive do they get from their boss?
And what's the priority?
And what's the priority? Because everyone else says goons. We can investigate. We can know who's hiring goons. We can arrest the goons. We can stop the nonsense. Question is, do we want to?
It's true. CS Interior Kipchumba
Onesmus Murkomen
was at the Senate yesterday, and he was answering questions to this very thing. In terms of, and you're talking about a case 2 years old, and he was using that as a point of reference when one senator did ask him a question or two about that. And it was just interesting that it seems as though, we're working on it is an answer that we give to a lot of things whereby life has been lost.
Yeah.
Can't be.
Life, property has been lost.
Yep.
Property destroyed. So, yeah.
Charles Cavalli is Calavi, I beg your pardon, tuned in from Ruai. Raimtula Omar says, good morning from Preston. Ndu, ask Aseto, what happened to Vision 2030? And are we on track 4 years left? Aseto,
yes.
What happened to Vision 2030?
Vision 2030 was partly implemented by former President Emilio Moi Kibaki, right? That was his vision. Uhuru Kenyatta, a bit of it, stopped it and started doing his own agenda and manifesto. William Ruto, many say, hasn't even looked at that document. So Vision 2030, Elisha na part 1 of Uhuru Kenyatta.
It could be Vision 2055 from what we see, that you need another 25 years to then be able to achieve something. So it looks like 2030 might be dropped and something else tagged onto that.
True.
Baba Three Girl says, good morning, Team Spice. Very good morning to you. Kara Jogona is tuned in this morning, and we see you. Karibu Sana. Eunice Okello, good morning, Team Spice. Good morning to you from Juja Farm, looking at that great view of Mount Kilimambogo. Rongo was good to me. It was. You were in Rongo and then you've come back. Well, Karibu Sana. And you must see the best views, I'm telling you. Dr. Venvik is tuned in this morning from Tudo in Mombasa. Eric Award, good morning, guys. Good morning to you. Nahashan Gogi says, good morning, Indra and Dennis.
Something that just struck me, yeah? You see, Karen, you go to that statement right there. Rongo was good to me. This is a person who comes from Mount Kenya. He lived in Rongo. Best life. It was good to him. What happens to us that at some point we forget how beautiful our people are to welcome each other, that we start going off on each other. I mean, that right there is a testament that generally Kenyans are peaceful and welcoming people.
Yeah, I've realized that Kenyans generally don't have an issue with one another. If you go to places where people have an issue with one another, I'm telling you, be very grateful for what you have. Yeah. Kenyans don't have an issue with one another. It's stuff that's planted in minds. That's a good point.
Stanley, good one.
Nahashon says, you guys read my mind. Yeah, Jana, I got cold feet. I wanted to ask about this RSF's bro situation. We need to wake up. Alafu, we want to open our borders. And Sindio, Chezo, your town here. I see you in Arizona tonight. It's your tonight. It's Nairobi's good morning. But indeed, we'll talk about that in just a minute. Isakale, in a country where the traffic moves slower than government reforms, the only thing keeping us stable is Spice FM. Look at you. Brew the coffee, tighten the seatbelt, and let's supervise the republic together. Absolutely. Come on in and let's do it together. A very good morning to you. My Prince says, good morning. C.S. Merkelman is okay with goons. He only has a problem with gangs. Yeah. That was interesting. I actually listened to everything that he said yesterday and I was like, can I have some of what he's smoking? Because wow, it must be good stuff. Wow. Your TV should interview retired goons. Maybe there's something today's goons can learn from them. Indeed, that you shouldn't have an issue with any kind of you should have an issue with any kind of insecurity. None is not better than this. Like the way that God says, one sin is not greater or better than the other.
True.
Beatrice Odiambo says, good morning. Very good morning to you. Fiery Red says, good morning, Ndu and Dennis. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Rahim Tula says, Ndu, what are you eating for breakfast? I love the energy. Nothing. EVE, make sure I have an egg in the morning. Where is she? Okay. She's insisting that I eat an egg every morning. Protein. Simon Wehu says, good morning, Team Spice. Good morning to you. Leo says, good morning, Ndwana Seto. The death of the Enigma Baba is slowly unraveling as betrayal in the city. Lots of foxes in sheep clothing who only was with Raila to win the election. I can't agree with you more.
True.
Very, very true. And we're seeing this unfolding as we go along. Morris and Dati says, good morning. He says, Ndwana Seto, are you morning people or night owls? Are you a morning person?
Yeah.
I'm absolutely a morning person.
Afternoon shifts kill me, man. Hey.
Working in the afternoon is like... But then some people would say that at night I come alive. I don't know.
Anyway. At night I sleep much.
I don't know. Musama Okweli, good morning. Great team. It's a tragedy for Kenyans to see the so-called united opposition focus on one-time noise when Kasongo is abducting and selling our assets and resources, excluding AOG plus COB oversight. Woi. Yeah. Wacha tuachie hapo. Tukiendelea. Ramsey, you want to go to Nigeria? Come, let's go. Come with me. I show you something. Vintage, good morning. All set for the show. Karibu Sana, thank you for being here this morning. Rose Grace says, good morning, Ndwana Seto. Carolyn Yabura, good morning. Nawapenda Sana, wishing you a blessed day ahead to you too, bro. I'd say there's no power and no internet. Actually, there is. For Kenyans going there, we will encounter these challenges, well, as they do. But there is power and there is internet, so don't worry about that. Kakamega County, Malava, specifically, is where Ian Jomo is tuned in from this morning. Sabal Kheri, Ndu Anaseto tuned in from a chilly thicker young Jedi. We see you. Good morning. Gekota says, good morning. Aseto Ndu EVE. And he's saying, what happened to CS Wandaiwu? We don't know. Could not explain. I don't know. But you would expect that somebody who works in the energy sector would understand the types of oil that you have. Yeah. All oil is crude oil, but you have smooth, you have sweet, you have rough. It depends on the kind of oil that... You would imagine that somebody who worked in the energy sector would know this. Yeah. Or sits in a position of authority in the energy sector. But, that's just me. I don't know. Henry Acceptor says, good morning, Spice family. Wakenya wameamka kabisa. Luhimbo's tuning from Dar. I was AWOL, now I'm back. Thank you for coming back. I hope you're doing well. J. Dot is tuning this morning. Into looking nice. Thank you. Dennis Oya.
What it do?
What it do? Raphael Kaneni says, good morning from Limuru. Where did I hear something about Limuru today? It was you. You said something about Limuru.
Yeah. Nobody.
Okay, so
Trying to survive. Yeah.
Brian Rono says, good morning Ndu Dennis and the largest Spice family. Good morning to you. David Duncan is also tuned in and says, good morning Ndu Anaseto. Peter M says, Ruto plans to raise 5 trillion shillings by selling Safaricom and take 10 years of dividends upfront, denying future governments that revenue. Well, it seems like they want to do this for development infrastructure, but it's a wait and see kind of thing. Good morning, Spice. Naivasha Hospital is terrible. The reference to Nakuru's worst. We are losing lives and our governor is just moving around telling people to stay two-term. Who is going to help Nakuru County? Ooh-wee. Kenya Holmes. What's going on in Naivasha? You know, I just had an idea. Perhaps we need to look at the state of hospitals around the country.
I think we should.
Ivi can be our notebook.
We should.
We should.
We should.
Just take a snapshot. County to county. I think we should look at that at some point. Good morning, C Spice. Just logged in at City Hall. This is a political genius. President Ruto was in Westlands for a few things. Then he called the opposition stupid. I wish Singapore is, don't call people stupid. It's not nice.
Stop it.
Don't call people stupid.
Stop it.
Not cool, man.
Stop it. It actually exposes who you really are.
Yeah, don't do that. It's not nice, wallahi.
Who raised you?
Oh, no, you didn't. You did not. And bringing it in the rear is Washoga Toto. Says, good morning, Princess Ndu and Aseto. Good morning to you. I love Thursdays. You do? What is that? Why do you love Thursdays? Tell us later. My daughter turns to 17 today. Well, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Washo's daughter. Happy birthday to you. Thank you, everybody, for tuning into the room this morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's have these conversations together, and then we keep it moving. Ama? Unaonaje? Okay. Kazonge. Wacha tukwe break.
Ama? Kiswahili they say muda wa mapumziko.
Say it again.
Muda wa mapumziko. Tunachukua muda wa mapumziko. Tunarudi na weather. Weather is what in Kiswahili?
Climate. Okay, we'll be back.
Na habari ya hali ya hewa, hali ya anga.
Even to see, that's what I said.
Hali ya anga.
Sawa, we'll be back in a minute.
Traffic.
Okay.
This is the Situation Room. The only way. This is the day.
Continue with this as we look into the headlines. Kenya's bold newspaper, The Standard, has a story on the RSF passport shame. That's the headline today. Are you wondering what that's about? Well, a diplomatic storm is brewing after the US sanctioned Algoney Hamdan Daglo Musa, a younger brother of RSF commander Mohammed Hamdan Dagalo, for alleged genocide, weapons procurement, and financing paramilitary operations in Sudan. Shockingly, US records show he holds a Kenyan passport, raising questions about how a warlord secured the official document. The revelation threatens to intensify scrutiny over Kenya's past engagements with RSF. Niko Naswali.
Ask.
A passport for a particular country means that you have acquired, whether through birth, naturalization, or any other agreement, citizenship of that country. N'est-ce pas? All right. That if you were born, you then get the passport. If you were naturalized after having lived here for some time and did the thing, blah, 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 you could also get citizenship. And then you can get a passport, which allows you to cross over to other national jurisdictions. That's what a passport is for. It doesn't secure your identity as a citizen of that country, but it gives you passage. And it's a document that you use to identify yourself.
Yes.
All right. You can also do that through marriage. You can do that through, if you haven't been born in the country, or, you know, other things. If you are a known citizen of another country, to have a passport, one would have to ask, which of these aforementioned processes did you go through to get it? Do you see where I'm going?
And can we prove that?
Exactly.
You know.
Or was his mother Kenyan?
That's the thing.
Or
Was
his
he born in
father?
Kenya?
Was he born in Kenya? Is he married to a Kenyan woman. I know it's easier if you're a woman married to a Kenyan.
Yep.
It's much more difficult if you're a foreigner married to a Kenyan woman. Foreigner man married to a Kenyan woman to acquire this documentation. I'm asking these
Naturalization.
basic. Have you lived in Kenya for 7 years plus?
Which
Because
schools
according to
did you
immigration,
attend?
if you've lived here for 7 years
Yeah.
plus, that's when they start to recover. That they can start to consider. Okay, you've
Yeah.
been here for a minute. We can consider this. Did you attend schools in
Schools
Kenya?
in Kenya. You know?
When were you doing your warlordism that you would then have this thing? Who gave you the passport? What process did you pass through to get it?
And when did you get the passport?
Yeah.
Because I look at that passport and it looks like
It's the blue one. It's the new one.
So it is a new generation.
It is at least 7 years old.
Yeah.
At least. So many questions up in the air. We'll look into the details of that story as we look at others as well. This one might do a little thing on you. Little to show despite governors spending 4.67 trillion shillings since 2013. So since I need you to understand that number, all right? So in what year are we in? 2026.
2026, yeah.
It's been 13 years, and governors have received county money to the tune of 4.67 trillion.
Do you know what that amount would do?
Why do you're still young and fine? Why do you want to give yourself high blood pressure? It's not necessary.
We are saying if we get 5 trillion shillings, we are able to become a developed country. Individuals have been given 5 trillion shillings in 13 years. That's
Why have we
Singapore
not
dream. No.
I knew we wouldn't get to 7 o'clock without you having done that. Yikes.
Yeah.
So happened to Tuko.
But I love the guzzlers though.
Yeah, there's a nice picture of, in the line of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cars. All of them are not less than 3 million shillings.
And they also move around with chess cards, right?
Yeah, plus inside the tank is not saliva.
No.
It's petrol, fuel, diesel or petrol.
Yes.
All right, just check.
Full tank, by the way.
Yeah. And there are chase cars and there are people moving.
Yeah, I also found out that the vehicles that they push actually, it's, when you talk about the Prado range, so it is VXL, which is the highest trim that comes with a cooler inside. It has all round, what do we call it, AC and all this. So
it's good.
It's good. Life is good. The only thing that is not good, development, 0.
So 4.76, a bit 6.7. Let that number sit in your head for a little bit, okay? As we have this conversation. IEBC explains why former CEO had to be pushed out. You might want to hear this one.
Yes.
And then on the other side, this next story, a man raised a child for years, found out this child wasn't his. But the child became his child. So he went to court and said, excuse me, I don't care that this child belongs to another man biologically. I have been in this position as father. So I don't understand why she should not have my name. Court said, you know what? We agree with you.
Yeah. Because that child knows who was father.
Yeah, exactly. So we agree with you.
Oh.
It's called a landmark ruling, but okay.
The father at that point is just a donor of some liquid.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But in terms of the father, you're the one who did it. So he wins the right to child's name in landmark ruling. It's a landmark ruling because previously that thing was never allowed. This story about how officials are mum on Sudan RSF rebel leader found with Kenyan passport is on page 4 of the Standard. United Opposition vows to block the sale of government entities. They're saying this one, not on our watch. It's not going to happen. They're going to do what they need to do, fight tooth and nail to ensure that government entities are not sold.
You can imagine forming government and you have nothing to help you push the economy.
See,
I will also go to court.
Wow. It can be done. Rigathi Gachagua alikuwa amesema walikuwa na 94 bob kwa account working.
94 bob.
Parliamentary purge could alienate ODM from supporters. This thing is not funny. We saw some key ODM members who were heads or members of some powerful committees in Parliament. Karoli Omondi, Anthony Kibagendi, Ruth Odinga, removed from these committees in this shakeup, and they're trying to dazzle us with the numbers. Kimani Ichung'wah was in fine form telling us about the numbers, who has the majority. And so by majority means that the person now in the majority is the person who's going to sit in the committee. Yeah. Okay. But what does it mean on the greater politics of the day?
Sure. You will see You can have the certificate of the party, but you might not have the support of party members.
Thanks, please.
Hiyo pia ni muhimu.
It's necessary. Gachagwa's claims rattle South Rift leaders. There's some people in South Rift that are rattled. Why are you allowing yourself to be rattled? Former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has raised South Rift Valley leaders has rattled them after he declared himself the champion of the interests of the region's people. You got to give it to Rigathi Gachagua. He can go anywhere and come and say, "Hi, I'm your cousin. You didn't know?"
Yeah, hi cousins.
Hi cousins. Or then he goes to a place where people were accusing him of being tribal. Then he goes to South Rift and he says, "Allah, you guys, I'm your guy.
Yeah,
it's me. I'm the one who will."
Let me ask you a question. Sisi nyinyi ndio mko kwa serikali? Barabara yenu imetengenezwa. Nikisema haijatengenezwa makosa yangu ni gani? Sisi sote tunaelewana. Na sisi tutatengeneza tukiform serikali. Na sio ni sawa.
He talks to the guys in the north. He says, "Nyinyi mnaishi Nairobi.
Yeah.
Mimi nilikuwa naenda Northeastern. Si nyinyi mlipanda ndege yangu."
Ndege yangu. Hata mwezi fika kwa jamuna mabarabara.
Nimewapea lift alafu nikawarudisha
Nairobi. Lunch ilikuwa ni kwangu.
Mnaishi Nairobi.
Yeah.
He went to South Rift and he said, "Guys, this thing, I'm the one who rules the..."
Yeah.
You got to give it to him. He's got some serious kahunas on him, that guy.
Yeah.
So let's look into that story a little bit. Police bosses, ODPP, now they're fighting. They're trading blame on why hate mongers go scot-free. Excuse me. As you're blaming yourselves, guess what? All of you are the same. You're in the same pot. No pot here gets to call the kettle black.
None.
All of you are in the same pot. So just stop it.
Yeah.
They are saying it is you, it is me, it is all of you.
Yeah.
While that's happening, senators press Murkomen over police brutality, and they're saying, no, guys, this cannot be. Well, explain to us what's going on. He took a long time in the Senate yesterday talking, and I'll leave it there. MPs criticized PSB talk over missing sessions. Not that the sessions were missing. He was missing from the sessions. And they say, you're not doing well. In case you're wondering who PSB talk is, he is the Principal Secretary, Basic Education. So when they ask for things to be answered, he's where?
MIA.
Thanks. That's a problem, apparently, and MPs don't like it. They're also accusing principals of abusing grade 10 placement for capitation. Yeah, it has happened. That's not a lie. So the accusation probably holds some water. Yeah. So, of course, the Business Standard in today's Standard debate rages over KPA plan to outsource port services. Why? Why can't... Okay, sorry. I'm just making noise. KPA is not able to handle, for some reason, the processes at the ports and wants to be able to give that to somebody else. The delays and such,
We want to offload a lot of resources.
Yeah.
Why?
Because we can.
Kenya's always handled the port very well.
Oh, please. Did you not hear CS Treasury Mbadi when he sat here and told you that the reason why they want to start this fund and have an office is because government is unable to handle some business? Unable. There's too much bureaucracy, there's too much nonchalance, there's too much lack of prioritization, so we need somebody else to come and do it.
There is unable and unwilling.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, I don't think it's being unable, it's just not willing to.
Yeah.
Havana.
Tell us a story.
Tuanze na gani? Tuanze na ya passport? Ama tuende ya 4.67 trillion? Acha tuende kwa sifa.
Piki ponki.
Let's go to trillion.
Okay.
Hapo ndio naguza. The Parliamentary Budget Office has called out county governments for spending trillions of shillings without improving the people's living conditions. The PBO, which advises MPs on budget matters, said counties should now refocus their priority and spend more on programs that have an impact on their residents to reduce worsening poverty. The experts put the governors on the spot for spending excessively on non-essentials while denying development the much-needed cash. PBO noted that by June, the country will have spent 4.67 trillion shillings on counties since the start of devolution in the 2013-2014 financial year. However, the trillions have not translated to better lives for Kenyans. The experts further called for tighter oversight on spending by counties, while recommending tying future spending to financial discipline and service delivery. Focus should shift from the push to increase allocations to counties to demanding stronger accountability. Should. For devolution to become a true engine of prosperity, the debate must be shifted from an increase in annual allocation levels and focus on how the funds are spent, what the funds are spent on, and how the expenditure translates into jobs, incomes, and economic transformation, said the PBO. Play.
I feel bad when I see things like this for two reasons.
Yeah.
Number one is that there are some county bosses who are doing their job.
Stellar job.
And doing it very well, and are able to handle the funds that come and handle it well, sort pending bills, secure absorption of funds for certain projects, and make sure that the county more or less is running well. And you know what? Far be it from us to keep quiet about that. We'll say who they are. Makueni County.
Yes.
Murang'a County.
Yes.
Kisumu County. Kwale County. We'll call them and we'll say it as they are. Previously, Kakamega County.
Yes.
Being able to do this and do it very well. To an extent, Kiambu County. I mean, that they're lumped into the boat with other people who are just sitting there with their fingers up their noses and putting up Christmas trees for 4 million shillings.
In September.
This is why I feel bad. The other reason why I feel bad is that devolution was supposed to bring development to all corners of the country. That's what a devolved state, a federal system actually does. And that there's always a push and pull. Senate is out there fighting. Senate fights all the time and says, give more money to the county so that they can actually do this. Now, in that fight, you still go and find that there are some people who are misappropriating this money that's supposed to be meant for this thing. I feel very bad.
You know, it is a sad story because you remember we always told of counties that have been marginalized. Devolution came to deal with this. And what that ought to have done is the people from these areas who ordinarily in the past regimes would say Hatuko Kenya, they would not even know who the president is. They would then identify with the leader within the county that is in touch with them on a daily basis. That is why we even have the county assemblies, because that is the point at which citizens get to interact with their leaders with power. And when we talk about 4.67 trillion shillings that has gone to the counties and there is little to nothing to show in some counties, we have to ask the question, where has that money gone? That today, members of parliament are raising these questions. One asks the question, it shouldn't have been that they're asking these 13 years later. These are questions that ought to have been asked within the first year if there was an indication that money was not being spent well. Because remember, immediately we got into devolution. What did governors did? They started building their homes, county headquarters and all those things, while roads were not there, schools were not being built, and 13 years later is a little bit too late. How do we ensure that what was misappropriated in 2013 can be reclaimed today to ensure it worked for the people?
It's got to be asked. It's uncomfortable.
There's a lot to be asked.
And I think it's kind of difficult. And I think that we can be open and say it's difficult. That how can you be sure that, that this will not happen? That there will not be misappropriation of funds, that the COB and the AOG won't have to come and say that there's been low absorption, there's been no development, there's been misappropriation and mismanagement of funds. When will you get to the point whereby you can say, by and large, you have a Murang'a or you have a Makueni across the country, that you're going to have a lower percentage of these issues, that people go to the PAC and then there's recommendation by Kajwang and his team saying, recommendation towards the EACC. It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be.
And it can be done.
Absolutely. And maybe we just need to put it on a T-shirt. If you want to be wealthy, do not work for government.
True.
You will, because the only way...
You don't do. It can't be that. We know your lifestyle before you get to become governor. The moment you become governor, we see your lifestyle changing so much. And we're comfortable with that? as a people, we're comfortable seeing that we're not asking the tough questions.
Yeah.
I mean, it like we had that discussion here yesterday with the EACC. This fight of ending corruption and misappropriation of funds cannot just be left to police and EACC. We know that's their mandate, but we as a people as well,
For sure.
have to start asking these difficult questions, man.
Yeah.
We can't let this continue.
If what you're seeking is wealth, don't go into positions
Don't go
of
into
leadership.
position of leadership.
Nope.
Simple.
Don't do it.
No.
Officials are mum in this case, not mum and dad, but mum, silent, as a Sudan RSF rebel leader found with Kenyan passport. It has emerged that the Kenyan immigration officials aided one of Sudan's most powerful warlords to secure a Kenyan passport to facilitate his movements internationally while evading existing sanctions. The U.S. Treasury Office of Foreign Affairs Control, the OFAC, has revealed Sudan's Rapid Support Forces, Algoney Hamdan Daglo Musa, is facing U.S. sanctions and, shockingly, is documented as holding a Kenyan passport among multiple other identities. The alarming revelation implies that the key RSF figure travelled, moved money, or accessed international systems at will, armed with Kenyan documentation. Algoney is the younger brother of the dreaded Sudanese paramilitary commander Mohammed Hamdan Dagalo, also known as Hemedti. Official records show that he was born on August 7th, 1990 in Nyala, North Sudan, and his key role at RSF, according to US sources, was sourcing of weapons, vehicles, and logistical support, as well as coordinating financial networks for the paramilitary outfit responsible for his grave human rights abuses. In addition to the Kenyan passport, he's also documented as holding two different Sudanese passports that authorities say could have aided him to bypass travel restrictions and obscure identity while accessing international financial and logistical networks. Following the lifting of the lid, the Standard has learned that the Kenyan authorities are reportedly unsettled as scrutiny begins on immigration and passport records to understand how Algoney's documents were issued and whether any irregularities occurred. Any efforts to get a comment from the Immigration Department over this matter, however, proved futile as our calls to top officials went unanswered. An officer who works at the passport section and who requested anonymity, however, said the issue is now a big deal at the Registry Department. So everybody's running around with a bee in their bonnet saying, hey, who gave this guy? Hey, who approved? Who gave him the passport? Really? You don't know who did it? Okay. At a glance, Kenya, connection, RSF and Algoney Musa. The name, Algoney Hamdan Daglo Musa, he's a younger brother of Hemedti. He's Sudanese in nationality. He's got a passport, Sudan, Kenya, and he's got a UAE ID. He's a weapons, vehicles, and logistics procurement for the RSF, and his financial network coordination for the paramilitary operations. So, I mean, I don't know that that a diplomatic storm is brewing. What could be is that Kenya might have a question or two to answer. Especially since Kenya is playing buddy-buddy with the US most recently. And if this guy is being sought after, sanctioned by the US, Kenya might want to answer to the question of, okay, so sorry, we gave him a passport. No, it's not just as easy as that. But how did he get it? And who's is it? Because if you give him a documentation, it goes to the place where you're saying aiding and abetting
acts of terrorism.
Yeah. It doesn't look very fun right now.
So one then asks the question, if this individual has been accessing weapons and facilitating the RSF in the atrocities that are happening in Sudan by using the Kenyan passport, does that mean that the Kenyan government is equally guilty as charged?
This is a question, and it's a big one. And that's why you would see that these questions about diplomatic row then come into place. Because in the world of geopolitics, the enemy of your enemy is your friend. In this case, who's the enemy if America and Kenya are friends? Meanwhile, we won't forget Hemedti shaking hands
with the president,
just a couple of years ago in Nairobi. So what's going on here is the big question, and is it a lot deeper than we're actually being able to look at now?
And remember the result of that deal that was signed in Nairobi? When they said they were going to form, many said it was an alternative government. They were just said it was a way of pushing for some sort of governance in the country, but that was signed in Nairobi, where exactly? KICC. Meanwhile, police bosses or DPP are trading blame on why hate-mongers go scot-free. And the National Police Service and NPS, Office of the Director of Public Prosecution, are engaging in a blame game over the handling of hate speech cases as the country gears for next year's election. Ni wewe, si mimi.
Ni nyinyi.
Ni nyinyi.
What?
What?
It's everybody. They should stop it.
I would take
The reason why hate mongers are not arrested is you.
is you.
If you wanted to, you would.
Yeah.
Sorry, I interrupted you.
At least we record that. One would say that police officers can equally record that and they can equally arrest those people. So nyinyi wote tunawachukua, tunaweka kwa box, tunasema guilty as what? Charged.
Post it. You know, we need to record these statements for Aseto. These things that Aseto says, we need to put them in a montage.
Because what do you mean? You want me, Aseto, to come investigate for you?
You are the investigative authority, you are the security agency, you are the watchdog, all of you, all of those things that are supposed to, you, all of you are there, and then you are trading who is all of you are right, by the way, put them in a box.
Yeah, and say guilty.
Because you all are.
Let me tell you, I would take these people, put them in a box and ship them somewhere else. Because we don't need them. I'm sorry.
Wow.
We do not need individuals in office who are not working. Let's call it for what it is. You've been given an opportunity to arrest, to investigate, and to charge. If you cannot do those things, and Kenyans, I'm a layperson, I can see it. I know who's hate-mongering. If you can't do that with all the powers you've been given as a security officer, what are you doing? Leave office.
Nani hivyo at 7.
Spice up your life. The latest news from around. This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your day.